Hello, I'm Maria Mercedes Garcia, and this is our video for the project history. Um, First, I'm going to start with Old English. From the early recorded times until the 17th century, there was a rich and diverse culture of music, um, both secular music and ecclesiastical music. Ireland, Scotland, and England, they all have their own and distinctive way of making music. But the British music was of a very great importance. The contact British music had with the continent, make poets, British poets, make a great contribution to the early and major musical movements that appear in Europe. An example of this was in traditional Celtic chants and the rota. The rota was a musical structure characterized by a limited canon in which at least three voices sing together. And an early example of a rota we have is from the mid 13th century, and it is Sumanin Sikumanin. However, don't worry about it because Noelia will talk to you about it later. So, as I said before, the recorded documents we have show us that there were two kinds of music: the ecclesiastical music and the secular music. The ecclesiastical music, of course, had as a topic the church, the Bible. It was um, they were created to be sung during Christmas or a religious festivity or just to be part of the mass. And the secular music. They were created to be celebrated in both public and private spaces. Um, it was very important because the music was not only for a limited and elevated part of a society, it was for high classes and lower classes. So the secular music was characterized by the seasonal songs. They were created to celebrate the end of winter and the arrival of summer and spring. And one example of this is our song Miritis Wile Sumarilos. It is a lullaby that dates from the 13th century, and it is characterized because we only have of it a first small stanza. The rest didn't survive. This happened because all English songs and the music of these songs didn't survive because the majority of songs were written in Old English, sorry, in Anglo-Saxon or Latin. So of it, we only have this first stanza, and it has no metrical annotations, but the rhythmic test um, show us that it was a very melodical song. It is not properly written in Old English, but an early Wessex dialect of Middle English. And as I said, only the first stanza survived in a small parchment, and which is at the same time in a different manuscript, and it is the Oxford Bodleian manuscript. And in this song, we can see the example of the Germanic languages, and and for example, we can see each, which is I in German, or Vogel, Vulgeles, which, as I said, has changed into Vogel, which is bird in German, in nowadays German. So now I'm going to sing the song for you, and I hope you like it and enjoy it, and I have the help of my brother. So have fun!
Precis ville sommarglas with fågelleksång och roligt minnesplats anbider strång. Ewald ist nicht die Snow, on each week will meet shall go, so they had mornan fast. Precis ville sommarglas with fågelleksång och roligt minnesplats anbider strång. Ewald ist nicht die Snow, on each week will meet shall go, så det kan mornan fast.
Hello, my name is Noelia, and I'm going to talk to you about the most famous song in the Middle English, the Cuckoo song. It is originally called Summer is Coming In, and it is a medieval English rota in the 13th century. The translation of the title approximately is Summer Has Come or Summer Has Arrived. The song is composed in the West dialect of the Middle English, although the composer's identity is unknown today. It may have been W. de Wicombe who have done it. The manuscript in which it is preserved was copied between 1261 and 1264. The Rota is the oldest known musical composition featuring a six-part phonology, and it possibly the oldest surviving example of independent melodic counterpart. It is called sometimes the reading rota because the eldest known copy of the composition, a manuscript written in a medieval mensural notation, was found at a reading Obey. It was probably not drafted there, and the British Library now retains the manuscript. As I have said before, this composition is a rota, and a rota is a type of round, which in return is a kind of part song. To perform the round, one singer begins the song and the second starts singing the beginning again, just as the first got to the point mark, with the red cross in the first figure below. The length between the start and the cross corresponds to the modern notion of a bar, and the main verse comprises 6 phrases spread over 12 such bars. In addition, there are 2 lines marked as P's, P-E-S, and 2 bars each. There are that are meant to be sung together repeatedly underneath the main verse. These instructions are included in the manuscript, and now I'm trying to sing that song because it's very difficult because I don't know how I have to pronounce it. Well, let's go, let's enjoy it. Summeri kumbeni udesin kuku. Blåe den blå med den svinbehoda nu. Sin kuku. Aueblete after lombe, bubbla after ku. Buleskepe, buke verde, mide sin cucú. Sin cucú, vince sin cucú. Sin behunanu, sin cucú.
Time with Good Company is an English folk song written by King Henry VIII in the 16th century after his coronation. It is the most famous of his composition and it is thought to be written for Catherine of Aragon. The song presents a general praise of this entertainment. The text provides a moral justification, which is that company is preferable to idleness. Henry VIII was expected to master many skills and he was considered to be a talented composer. The song is supposed to have been played in a court and due to its simple melody, it became a popular tune. It is considered to be one of the favorite musical piece of Queen Elizabeth I, and the oldest known version is part of the Henry VIII manuscript, a collection of 14 works with Macy's anthem and other songs. It has been included in movies and documentaries based on Tudor era and based on Henry VIII life. Past time with good company, I love and shall until I die. Rushed who last but none deny, so God be pleased as live will I. For my past sins, and sing and dance, my heart resets all goodly sports. For my comfort, who shall me lay?